Neil deGrasse Tyson is a very polarising figure when it comes to the alien topic, but I think, personally, that he is fantastic as an astrophysicist, of course, which is of course his primary job, but also talking about this topic in a very pragmatic point of view, as opposed to a bit of a sensationalist, like sometimes I can be. So I like watching his stuff talking about aliens because it tends to ground me a little bit. Now, 6 days ago at the time of recording, Neil deGrasse Tyson posted a video stating, did scientists discover alien megastructures? And this is what we're going to be looking at and talking about today. Let's get into it.
You might have heard some things about a Dyson sphere lately.
I have heard so much about a Dyson sphere, and my mind always just kind of went to the Dyson as in, like, you know, like the Hoover brand, or the vacuum brand. But yeah, apparently there's more to it than that. I thought it was literally a new product that they brought out, like the Dyson sphere.
What's up with that?
There's a new study that may suggest we are not alone.
A group of researchers say they've identified at least 7 stars that might be surrounded by super advanced alien megastructures known as Dyson spheres.
What if someday we could build a superstructure so big we could basically surround our sun and capture its energy directly?
That would literally be insanity. Like, yes, you would harvest so much power, but you'd also surely destroy the planet because we literally depend upon the sun to survive.
There's something called a Kardashev civilization, named for Nikolai Kardashev. He was an astrophysicist.
I thought he was going down the route of Kardashian, and then I panicked hard.
If you look at the history of what we call great civilizations, one of the things that distinguishes them is their capacity to generate and consume energy.
Okay.
And so if that's the case, you can think of levels of civilization based on how much energy they consume.
Okay, yeah.
And thus was born the Kardashev scale. A civilization that's level 1 on this Kardashev scale has the power to harness the energy of its home planet. And
right.
That's extraordinary.
That is.
When you think about what that involves. On our home planet, there's the energy of volcanoes, of tornadoes, of hurricanes, and of earthquakes. This is Earth exhibiting a display of energy that typically we run from or die from.
Yeah.
If we could control all of that, that would be an extraordinary state of our civilization.
We would literally play God. Like, literally, we would be able to control elements. That's what we're talking about here. We would play God.
Tapping a volcano of its energy so that you now can use that energy to run the city that the exploding volcano would have otherwise leveled. So we're not there yet, but that would be a civilization type 1. Civilization type 2 on a Kardashev scale is, well, what else is generating energy out there? Well, our host star, the sun. So imagine we had total control over the sun's energy.
Nah.
Right now, we just set up a few solar panels here and there, and it's, whatever energy happens to get there on a clear day and not at night, that we're tapping some of the energy of the sun. But the sun is emitting energy in every single direction in space. So imagine you could harness all of that energy. That's vastly more energy than is contained in the Earth. That would be a civilization of extraordinary power. Would they have warp drives, wormholes? Who knows? They'd be traveling across the galaxy, between galaxies, because the energy is so plentiful.
And that is... My tiny mind cannot compute that. It just can't.
They have access to it, and especially can control it. It's a big factor when you have access to awesome supplies of energy. That would be scale 2. 3 on the Kardashev scale would be you can control all of the energy of all the stars in your galaxy. So our galaxy, the Milky Way, has several 100 billion stars. So if you found some way to harness all of that.
Wait, hang on. I need to do some, like, maths right here, right quick. So just quickly Google how much energy is in the sun, right? Right, so there is a tremendous amount of energy, 44 quadrillion watts, right? And he said, how many suns have we got, or stars have we got in our planet, in our universe, galaxy? Same difference. Let's go back.
Milky Way has several 100 billion stars.
Several hundred billion. So let's round that to like 700 billion. All right, so let's go 44 quadrillion times 700 billion. What the the number's so big it's got a letter attached to it. Plus 28. What on earth is this? No, not what? What is this? What is this number? 3.08e plus 28. What? No, this doesn't make sense. This is broken. This is broken maths. The power of the galaxy's suns broke maths. Harder. What is this number? What is this number? Oh my god. Right. So 44 quadrillion times 700 billion equals letters, guys. This is some, like, Tyson Howard shit right here. Terrence Howard. It's so big that I got his name wrong.
So if you found some way to harness all of that, oh my gosh, this is, I mean, who can imagine what that is? Can you create universes? Can you, I mean, who knows? I don't know. I can't think that far ahead. What I do know is that it would be awesomely dangerous.
You're telling me.
As any new access to energy has always become when in the hands of bad actors on the geopolitical stage. So what this has done...
Was that a jab at Terrence Howard there? I'm pretty sure that was.
...is enabled some people, some colleagues of mine, to say, if there's a civilization type 2 controlling all the energy of its host star, would we be able to see that in our data? There's so much data now available with many telescopes that has observational and spectroscopic data of billions of stars.
That's a good question.
Billions. We have observational data on billions of stars in the universe, not only in our galaxy, but other galaxies. And so if there was a type 2 civilization, could you detect it? What would it look like? Well, a couple of things. If you're looking at invisible light, the kind of light that the sun primarily gives off, they would be blocking that light to absorb that energy for their needs. So you would see
this is what I was thinking, because obviously we depend on the sun as humans to survive. It dictates our days, obviously it dictates our warmth, it dictates our light source, it dictates, well, everything really. We literally revolve around the sun. And without the sun, we would die. So surely if you whack this big metal shield around it to harvest all of the energy, that would do more harm than good, right? At least that's what I would think.
Ordinary star just begin to disappear as they built structures around it to absorb that energy. There's an interesting fact here.
Okay.
Well, there's no such thing as a free lunch in the universe. You can't just take the sun's energy and then have the energy disappear. It manifests in other ways. You know how it manifests? As heat. Heat. You know this intuitively, even if you've never thought about it. If you have an internal combustion engine car, the kind with pistons, all right, you put in gasoline, that gasoline burns via pistons and spark plugs and all the right to move the car forward, and the engine gets hot. Your use of that energy not only propels your car forward, but also turns into heat. If there's a civilization that managed to completely enclose its host star, it would get rid of all the visible light.
Yeah.
Because that's high quality energy that it's using.
Yeah.
It takes that light through the solar panels. The star would slowly disappear from a quote, a regular looking star and would ultimately appear as a red glow in your infrared telescopes.
What?
So there was a recent study in a peer-reviewed journal, the Monthly Notices of the Royal Astronomical Society, one of the more respected journals in the world, of a study that's just simply looking for these red glowing blobs in the galaxy.
Hang on. This means that we now actually have a way of discovering where aliens or possible civilizations that have enclosed their stars to gain energy. This is mind-blowing.
In the pre-existing data that's already out there. Didn't even have to design a telescope for this. The telescopes are already bringing in the data. They're just asking a different question on those images.
This is giving me goosebumps, bro. This is literally like some next level shiznay.
Of millions of stars, they found 7 candidates.
No!
That might be one of these Type 2 civilizations. Or it could be some gas cloud that was warmed up and is radiating infrared.
Well, that's boring. I wish you'd never told me that part.
So, of course, the press loves aliens.
Yeah.
If your first guess is there's an alien civilization that's making this infrared, the press will talk about the work. If it's, well, it could be gas clouds that have been warmed with dust in them that have been warmed by this energy that's been radiated, and it's masquerading as what could be a Type 2 civilization. You can't rule that out either. As a scientist, just because you don't fully understand what you observed, it doesn't mean aliens did it. That shouldn't be anyone's first guess. The universe
Yes, it should, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yes, it should. Let's sensationalize that shit.
brims with mysteries and physical phenomenon we're still discovering. And so, yeah, I tend to be a little more conservative about that. A friend of mine died a few years ago, Freeman Dyson, brilliant physicist. He came up with the idea of an entire sphere. So a Kardashian civilization Type 2, they just simply have control over all of the energy of their host star. Okay. One way to do that is to build a sphere around it that completely encloses that star.
Yeah.
So no energy escapes your detectors, your panels. It just needs to have the power to tap that energy for whenever it needed it for whatever purpose. And you can imagine strips of panels. It wouldn't have to be the entire, let some energy get out. If you needed it, maybe those panels can close up and open again, like those stadiums that open and close in the rain or in the hot sun. And there's no telling what inventions, what discoveries, what new understandings of the universe would unfold in those civilizations versus ours, a Type 0 civilization. So that's what's up, in case you were wondering. The long and short of what it is to harness energy that's all around us. Till next time, keep looking up.
What? This is wild. That is fantastic. I want to see the data for this. I need to see the data for this. I want to know. Oh my god, this is amazing. What do you guys think? Please let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below while you're down there. Jump scare the hell out of that like button so in case you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. Tickle my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload to the channel. And until next time, my brain is fucked. I'll speak to you later. Peace.